All right, I'm here and I'm going to be doing some test drives of the Ducati. So here we go.
And I got you in touring mode. You got your high beam switch here. Turn signals here. Again, they're self-canceling. And yeah, any questions at all?
I'm ready to go.
All right, sounds good. I'm going to have the lead rider come by and we'll go first. I'm going to check with this gentleman here. You're rolling. You're all set. You good to ride?
All right, how you guys? Did you guys enjoy that? Did you guys enjoy that ride? All right, I guess my conclusion is very simple. Well, it's a great motorcycle. Okay, let's just be honest. It's a fantastic motorcycle, and it's a fun motorcycle to ride. And I'm coming from a Harley guy, and I'm not getting rid of my Harley or anything. I felt that it was when you first get on the motorcycle, you can really feel that the front end is kind of dancy. It is very nimble, wants to do what it wants to do. But the back end with the fat tire really gives you like good firm foundation. So when you get out there on the road, you do have that maneuverability, but at the same time you feel that confidence as you go around the turn. One of the things that struck out to me, and is probably not very important to a lot of people, besides like the power of the engine, it's which I felt it was. I mean, I understand it's like 150 horsepower. My Sportster is around 80. So, and I know Harleys go by torque. I felt that they were comparable, but I do feel that this was definitely a faster bike, and it's 6-cylinder. Geometry is completely different on this bike compared to the Harley Sportster. Harley Sportster, you're laying back. This bike, you're leaning forward, not totally forward like a lot of the sports bikes, but you're more forward, almost like this is like more like a mountain bike, if you know what I'm talking about. One of the other things that, like I said, the other thing that really stands out for me is the how comfortable the seat is. When you're leaning forward, I mean, they really took the time and really engineered the seat. It just kind of fits you perfectly. I was very surprised. In some ways, I feel that it may be more comfortable than the seat I have in my Sportster. That being said, I probably, if I had to go to California, I probably wouldn't want to take this bike. Not because in any drawback, I just don't think it would be something I would want. That position, I think it would be killer on the shoulders after a while. But I don't want to mean that take it away anything from the bike. I will give it about 4.5 out of 5 stars. The reason why I won't give it 5 stars is because I do have a couple nitpicks with it. Not major, but a couple nitpicks. One, I do enjoy the self-canceling turn signals, but that turn signal switch on the left-hand side, it feels flimsy. It just feels cheap. And I think for a Ducati, it should be something a little bit more solid feeling. I do like the fact that it is self-canceling turn signals. That is definitely a bonus. The display is just self-explanatory. You don't need to there's nothing to figure out. You just look down, boom. It shows you what gear you're in, shows you what your speed is, shows you your gas, shows you everything you need to know about what you're doing. So I mean, it just you fit it. It doesn't. You just can sit on that bike and you go. I mean, as somebody who's a Harley rider, I mean, with the key fobs is a little different turning the motorcycle on. And I mean, my Harley still is a key. You just turn the key on the side. They actually have the fob, and it's like right in the gas tank. You put the fob in, turn it, take the fob out, and you put it in your pocket, and then you just press the button to start it, and you're good to go. It would be. That would be weird for me, because I know I would lose. Well, I mean, I guess you lose keys too, but it was just something I just thought it was a little different. It was just different. So I mean, I don't think it's a big thing. But like I said, the turn signal is probably one of the things I don't like. There isn't much of a seat back there, for your lady friend or guy friend, whatever. But there's not much back there. But and. The bike also has 3 modes. It's got a sports mode, which is just full on 150 horsepower, just boom, there you go, you're on a racetrack. And then, of course, you got the touring mode. When you're doing the test drive, they have you in the touring mode. You basically get the full force of the horsepower, but it's not as snappy as the sport mode would be. And then, of course, there's another mode that shall remain nameless because it's made to actually govern in the horsepower to 100. So, but anyways, So if you got a young lady in the back, and she starts complaining about the fact that there isn't much of a seat back there for her, you can always pop it into sport mode, hit it, and she's no longer part of the problem. You might have to deal with the cops and her family later, but you cross that bridge when you get there. But as far as other than that, man, I mean, it's just it's a good bike. It's overall a good bike. Like I said, the drawback is the turn signal. But the only other problem I probably would have with the bike is that it's $23,000. It's $23,000. So I mean, really, this is marketing this bike to a person that wants a Ducati and a high-end Ducati. Like if you really want a Ducati, if you're watching this video going, I really very, very interested in Ducati. I really want this XDiavel. I mean, that's it. And you're willing to spend the $23,000, plus on a motorcycle, and you're like, man, I'm going to pay it on a Ducati. I don't think you're gonna regret it. I think you will really enjoy the motorcycle. I think it's got enough power to do what you want and enough nuances to do everything else. So I think it was a bike you'll enjoy. Like I said, I would give it 4.5 stars, 5 because like I said, turn signal, and I thought it was too pricey for me.